Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and today we're going to be doing a book haul. So I just got back from Book Bonanza 2 days ago, yesterday? I think it was 2 days ago. And I always acquire quite a few books when I go to book signings. I did end up getting a couple more than I thought that I was going to, which is a story that I will tell when I get to that. But I have two stacks right here, over here, that you can't see, of books that I'm going to go through. So some of these I did get at the signing, other ones I bought before the signing in order to bring books there, but I have a whole bunch to get through, so we're gonna go into it. But I did have a very good time at the signing. It was my biggest signing that I've been to so far. It was a little chaotic and stressful, but it was also amazing to see the authors that I wanted to, and also to hang out with all of my lovely bookish friends that I've met through YouTube, and seeing them is like my favorite part of going to signings. So it was lovely. So my first thing that I got is this book sleeve from Bookbo. At almost every signing that I've been to, they didn't have one for Wild and Windy in Chicago, but I got one for Polycon and I got one for Love in Vegas. I love this book sleeve to have at signings. It has the signing and the date on it, and it just allows you to get signatures from authors who you might not necessarily have their books with you, or who you just love and you want something else for them to sign. So this has all of the authors that I did see there, and some of which I didn't have books for, so I love getting a signature from them. I went to a couple of like new to me authors who I walked up to with friends. I saw Shay Savage and Emma Scott, who I've never read books from, but Averie from Ava's Romance Books and Zay from Witty Reads on Instagram both wanted to go see them, so I went with them. So I got them to sign something, which was really, really fun. I love getting it, and I think it's a great souvenir. I just put them right up on my bookshelves, and it's such a fun little souvenir that marks the occasion. Okay, so let's grab some from the stack. So these are in no order. They're literally in the order I unpacked my books from, but it's what we've got. So the first book that I have is Hail Mary by Candy Steiner. This is one of my favorite books that I've read this year. It was a 5-star, absolutely loved it. It's the last book in the Red Zone Rivals series, which is a football college romance, and I bought this one on Amazon, and like I placed like a big order of Amazon books before I went to the signing in order to have them to take with me. So this is one that I absolutely had to get because I knew that Candy Steiner was one of the top authors that I wanted to see, so it was a necessity to grab this book. Another one that I grabbed on Amazon before I left was Crimson River by Devney Perry. This is another 5-star read for me. I read this last month. It's a romantic suspense book. It is book 5, I think, in the Eden series, and it's so freaking good. I had a great time. The suspense in this is the most interesting suspense that I've read in a romance book in a long time, and I was very captivated by this book, so I knew that I had to grab it to go see Devney, and it was great. The next one is one that actually we got for free in our welcome bag, or I guess it was with the purchase of the ticket. This one is The Unwanted Marriage by Katharina Mora. I didn't, this is not signed because I did not actually go see Katharina Mora, but I did get to meet her very briefly because she came over to talk to Cheyenne when I was sitting there, so I got to talk to her for a bit, but I didn't get her to sign this book. I actually have never read a Katharina Mora book, but this is going to be the one that I start with because I happen to have it now. I think the covers are beautiful, and Katharina herself is just absolutely gorgeous, like could be a model, stunningly gorgeous, and so nice too when she came and talked to us. So very, very excited to have this and to try one of her books. Okay, so the next ones that I have are actually not from Book Bonanza. They are the Belle book box editions of Juniper Hill and Garnet Flats. I have the Indigo Ridge edition in this books, and I had a friend gift these to me who didn't want them, so I am incredibly excited to have matching editions to my Indigo Ridge. I absolutely love this series. Juniper Hill is one of my favorite books of all time, and just the covers are stunning. They have these like really beautiful sprayed edges. They're signed, so I got those from a friend. Okay, the next one that I have is actually a pre-order that I got, and that is Hate by Tate James. I pre-ordered book 1 in the Hades series and book 1 in the Madison Kate series. So the book 1 in the Hades series is somewhere in the stack, I believe. Yes, it's right here. So I owned book 2, 3, and 4 in the Madison Kate series, and I owned book 2 in the Hades series. So I didn't own book 1 in either series, so I pre-ordered both book 1s, and I love Tate James so much. The Madison Kate and the Hades series are both so interesting. They are wide shoes romances. They deal with gangs, and they're dark, and this one has a stalker in it. It's just incredibly interesting and so fun, and I absolutely love them. So super, super excited to now have book 1 in that series. The next one that I have is another one that I ordered on Amazon before I went, and that is Under the Stars by Laura Pavlov. I've talked about this book a lot since I read it. I absolutely love it. It is so freaking good. I gave it 5 stars. I am obsessed with Laura Pavlov basically recently. I have read 7 of her books in like 3.5 weeks. I am literally obsessed with her books, and I think they're amazing. Her small town romances are so freaking good and heartwarming and adorable. The family dynamics are everything, and I just so happy to have it. I think the covers are so gorgeous. I don't know if it'll focus on it, but I love her couple covers. She had the hardback watercolor editions, but I already have this one, and I just like couldn't afford to have both, but they're so beautiful, so I kind of wish I had bought them. But I'm really excited to have the paperback version. The next one that I have is another one that I bought before I went, and this one is If Only You by Chloe Leese. This is the most recent book in the Bergman Brothers series. This is actually about a Bergman sister. It's another 5-star read. I absolutely loved this one. It's Ziggy and Sebastian. It is a brother's best friend, hockey, soccer, fake friendship to lovers romance, and it's so freaking good. It also has great representation in it. Ziggy is autistic and Sebastian has celiac disease, and I really loved this book so much. Meeting Chloe Leese was amazing. She was the only author who I like teared up when I met. I started talking about my mom and I just started tearing up. But I absolutely love Chloe Leese's books, so if you haven't read them and you're looking for something that has really good representation and is just an amazing love story, read the Bergman Brothers series because it's so good. Okay, the next one that I have is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I had to buy this one on Amazon. I read this book right before I left, and I was super intrigued by it. It was so fun to read. I am really more interested in this series than I am in her Twisted series. I did read her Twisted series. Twisted Love is my favorite in that series. But this one, I read this one, and then I also have read King of Pride recently, and I just think that this series is going to be much more my vibe than the Twisted series. So I really enjoyed this one. I didn't actually get to see Anna Huang, which sucked. Her line was just like way too long, but my friend grabbed me a book plate, so this book is signed by Anna Huang now, so that was very sweet, but I had to buy it. The next one that I have is one of the 2 books. I think I only bought 2 books at the actual signing, so this is one of the 2 books that I bought at the signing, and that is Close Quarters by Candy Steiner. I already have this cover, but the book that I have in this cover is actually a misprint, and so it's this cover, but inside the book is actually one of the Becker Brothers books, and so I got the book with the actual Close Quarters inside of it because I had to. I really love this book. It's an age gap cheating romance. It's so freaking good. Big fan. So I had to get that from Candy Steiner. Next one is another Laura Pavlov book that I bought before I went. This is Only Mine. This is my favorite book in the Honey Mountain series by Laura Pavlov. It's the last book in the series. It is a lawyer and the owner of a hockey team and they have to work together, and they get off on the wrong foot, but they have such good chemistry and tension, and I absolutely loved this book, so had to grab it in order to have Laura sign it. The other book that I bought at the signing is The Worst Best Man by Pippa Grant. I loved this book. It was so fun, and I just had the absolute best time reading it. It made me so happy, and I wanted to buy this book when I went to see Pippa at Chicago at the Wild and Windy signing, but she didn't have the man covers. She only had the illustrated covers, and I was not about the illustrated covers. And so when I was walking past her table and I saw that she had the man covers, I had to jump in her line and grab the man cover and have her sign it, because I freaking love this book, and it was just so freaking fun. It's very over the top. It's very Pippa Grant. It's very rom-com-y, so if that's not your thing, I get it, but I had such a fun laugh out loud time reading this book, and I needed to have a man cover of it. Okay, here's the other pre-order that I got from Tate James. This is Seventh Circle. It's book 1 in the Hades series. I already talked about it, but this is the other one. These books are so much floppier than my covers, so it's very interesting. Okay, next one I have is a Lauren Asher book. It's Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I actually haven't read this series by Lauren Asher, but this is the only one in the series that I'm interested in. Jess from Peace Love Books talked about how good this one was, and I haven't heard the absolute best things about the first two in the series. But we went to a half-priced books signing on Wednesday to see Kennedy Ryan, and a couple of other authors were going to be there. We mostly went to see Kennedy Ryan, but you got a free book with the purchase of your ticket, or your ticket purchase included a book, and you could choose which one that you wanted. And this is the only book that I was interested in that I didn't already have. I already own The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan, which was the Kennedy Ryan book that they were offering. And so this is the one that I got. It's, like I said, Final Offer by Lauren Asher. So I'm intrigued, and I did meet Lauren Asher and get her to sign it. So I'm intrigued by it. It's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be, so I'm very interested in that. But I'm hoping that I can read it relatively soon, and I hope that I like it. Okay, all of the rest of the books that I have are Ruby Dixon books. So I was the last person in Ruby Dixon's line. On the second day of the signing, right before the signing was going to end, there was only like 10 minutes, 15 minutes left in the signing, and we had to leave by 6 o'clock. Like, the authors were gonna stop signing at 6 o'clock, and we had to get out of the actual signing room. And so I wanted to see Ruby. I had 2 books for her to sign, and I walked up to her table, and I was allowed to get into line, and then right after me, they cut off the line. So anyone who came up after me was not allowed to join the line, because there was already like 8 to 10 people in line in front of me, and the line attendant was like, at 6 o'clock she's stopping signing regardless if there are people in her line. So I'm like sitting there freaking out, hoping that she gets to me before 6 o'clock. And because it was the end of the signing, and because it was right before we had to leave, Ruby Dixon's line attendants and her assistants were walking out with boxes of books that she still had behind her table, and was offering them to people for free because Ruby couldn't go home with them. And so I was going to buy books at Ruby's table for one of my friends who wasn't able to come to the signing, who absolutely loves Ruby Dixon. And so I grabbed 2 books that they were giving of her new covers. My friend already has them, but I was like, in order to get them signed. So I grabbed her Ice Planet Barbarians, which is book 1, and Barbarian Mine, which I think is book 5 in the series. But they were giving them for free, and so I grabbed both of them. And then when I grabbed them, the assistant was trying to get me to take more because they were trying to get rid of them. And I was like, I don't need any more, but I told her kind of jokingly, and I said, if you have any of Ruby's indie books, I will take them. And she came back with a big stack of indie books and handed them to me. And another person in the line was like, ooh, I'll take some indie books if she has any more. And she didn't have any more. She gave all of them to me. So I actually shared and gave some of the indie books to the other people in line. But I did keep 3, which is When She Purrs, which is I think book 3 in the Rizdaverse series. When She Belongs, which is book 4 in the Risdiverse series, and Averie from Ava's Romance Books' favorite Ruby Dixon book. So I have been wanting to read this one for ages. And then also Arjal's Resonance, which I think is book 1 in the Ice Planet Clones series, which I have never read. So I just thought the cover was beautiful, and it has a step back, and she was giving them to me for free. So I kept those 3. And then as I was talking to Ruby, I had got up there. It was like 2 minutes left in the signing for her to sign all the books that I had. And I was talking to Ruby, and we were talking about how beautiful her special editions were and how impressed I was with her signing, because this is her first signing. This is her first time showing her face, and I was talking to her and saying how impressed I was with her table. It was so organized. Me and Averie had talked about that a ton, about how organized and well run her table was for her first signing, and Ruby was so happy to hear that. We were having such a good conversation, and I told her that Averie had shown me the special editions that she bought and how beautiful I thought they were, and her assistant, Ruby's assistant, was like, well, we have more if you want to get one and buy one. And I was like, it was the end of the signing. I had already spent the cash that I had brought. I was not going to buy anything else. Like, I was on a strict budget, and I was like, I had only brought a certain amount of cash to spend, and I had already spent it. And Ruby gave me her special editions for free. So these are the 2 signing exclusive special editions from Book Bonanza for Ruby Dixon. We have The King's Spinster Bride and The Half-Orc's Maiden Bride. And I am so excited to have these. I am so thankful for Ruby Dixon for giving them to me. The backs are gorgeous. They are just absolutely stunning in general. They have these gorgeous step backs in them. And the like dust jacket end pages. This is the step back for this one. They are so beautiful. I am so impressed with them. Ruby did an amazing job, and she is the absolute sweetest human to have given them to me, and I feel so thankful and so special for her to have given those books to me. So I am so excited to have them. I am going to share them with my friend who adores Ruby Dixon. I am going to gift her a couple of the copies that I got, but I am so happy to have them, and those were the last books that I got at Book Bonanza. So I am going to be reading a lot more Ruby Dixon because I haven't read the Risdiverse series yet. I've only read one of the novellas in the series, so I'm really excited to read the rest of the Risdiverse series. But those were all of the books that I got at Book Bonanza. I hope that you enjoyed that, and let me know which of the books that I haven't read yet that I should read first. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. So like this video if you liked it, subscribe, stick around, and I will see you in my next one. I hope that you have the absolute best day. Bye.